Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a guide for Red Bull Ring with the Peugeot RCZ Gr with a very cursed livery. But anyways, let's get started by mentioning that I have the brake balance at 0. The car felt just fine like that in the time trial and in the race. And we're on the racing hard tires, so let's go ahead and bring ourselves towards the left side of the track if we haven't done so yet. And you want to brake as close as you can to the 100-meter board. So you're braking just before it, brake hard for a short moment, ease off of the brakes as you turn in. You can take this turn on third gear, go over the yellow sausage curb at the apex, but don't go further out than the yellow sausage curbs at the exit of the turn so you don't pick up an off-track penalty. And with these front-wheel drive cars, you want to get the car pointing towards the next section of the track as soon as you can, and then fully accelerate. Then brake before the 100-meter board, start to brake on the tarmac before moving over to the curbs. Nice and easy off of the brakes. You can take this turn on second gear and just try to stay on the tarmac, get the car pointing towards the next section of the track, and fully accelerate. And just like the first two turns, you're braking before the 100-meter board, except you're braking a bit earlier, even a bit earlier than where I brake over here. So you're braking as much as you can in a straight line, ease off of the brakes as you turn in, take advantage of the inside curves, and start to accelerate. Then bring yourself towards the right side of the track. You're braking before the 50-meter board this time around. Brake hard for a short moment, slowly ease off of the brakes as you turn in. Once again, take advantage of the curves and carefully accelerate. Then when this curb ends, just as it joins the short track, that's when you want to use a little bit of your braking power, just trying to fine tune the car's direction, taking advantage of the curves, and fully accelerate. Now approaching the last two turns, you want to bring yourself towards the left, look for the track marshals on the left, brake before you pass them, quick burst of braking through here. You just want to be really easy on the throttle, and finally brake before the red and white area on the left ends. Quick burst of braking once again, take advantage of the curves, and you are good to go. That is all for the lap guide. We'll go ahead and take a look at the strategies in a moment. Alright, here we are at the race. So we are doing 12 laps at Red Bull Ring with the Group 4 cars. Fuel is a ×2, so fuel is not an issue. Tire wear is a ×3, but because we're on the racing hard tires, tire wear is not going to be an issue at all. But you do have to pit one time because there is one mandatory pit stop that you need to do so you don't get a 1-minute penalty after the race ends. So basically, you can pit as early as the end of lap 1 or as late as the end of lap 11. If you try to pit at the end of lap 12, that's not going to work. The game is going to bonk you with a 1-minute penalty. And just be careful with the start of the race because your racing hard tires are going to be pretty cold. So you're not going to have all the grip there just yet. So take it easy on lap 1 as your tires warm up, especially for the first couple of turns. It can be very easy to overshoot your braking point or even go a bit wide on a turn just because your tires are not up to temperature just yet. So let's say that you're in the very front. You can pretty much just wait until the end of lap 11 before you pit, or if you're starting in the back, you can even pit as early as the end of lap 1 to try to go for the mega undercut, as you won't be dealing with any shenanigans until people start to come out of the pit stops as well. So mega undercuts going to be a pretty big thing here for this race, especially with the required pit stop, but they do come in pretty handy, especially if there's a bunch of cars in front of you that are starting to fight and lose lots of time. You can go for the undercut and just try to get around them, get past them without actually having to battle them. And also be careful with the very first turn. It can be super easy to go just a bit wide on turn 1 and pick up a track limit penalty, you're probably going to see a lot of that happen in your race. I mean, even happened to me. I go just a little bit wide past the yellow curves, and I can already tell myself, oh gosh, here comes a penalty, and there it is right there, half-second penalty. And you also have dirty tires to deal with as well, so that's a lot of fun. And yeah, that first turn, really annoying, and that turn is also really important when it comes to trying to get the best lap time possible. I say turn 1 and technically turn 3, which is the hairpin we just went through. Those two turns are the most important turns when it comes to trying to get the best lap time possible, or just trying to get a really good pace going. If you mess those up, then that's where you can easily lose a lot of time and end up in trouble really fast. But anyways, let's go on over to the pit stop. So we're at the end of lap 11, and I need to pit because I haven't done so yet. So I'm going to slow myself down a bit more for the second to last turn, bring myself all the way to the right side of the track, and let's go on over to the pit stop. The pit loss here at Red Bull Ring for a stop and go, so no change of tires, no refuel, is about 22 seconds. And I highly suggest just doing the stop and go. Tire wear is not an issue at all. Even for the four-wheel drive cars, tire wear not an issue, so there's no need to change tires. So you pull on over to the pit box, tell them that Basic Ollie is a handsome son of a gun, and off you go. So sorry, I just had to do that. But anyways, you can see that first place, or the car that is in first place, actually hasn't pitted yet, and he's going to try to pull a sneaky, and it's not going to work. So we'll actually just skip on over to that very moment. And here we are, very end of the race. So he's going to try to go on over to the pit stop. And yeah, he went all the way to the right. I'm just going to keep on going because I already did my pit stop. So he's tried to go to the pit stop, but it's not going to work because it's at the very final lap. And he's going to get bonked with a 1-minute penalty. And actually, some people didn't get the memo that you had to pit in this race. So 20-minute race. So this is a bit of a longer daily race. Make sure you pit one time so you don't get bonked with a 1-minute penalty, because yeah, those 1-minute penalties are pretty brutal. You lose a lot of spots or positions that way. But anyways, let's go on over to places to overtake and the penalty serving zones. The very first turn, I would say to wait it out until we go through this longer back straight, as this is a much better opportunity to go for the overtake, especially with the use of slipstream. That first turn, really easy to lose a lot of time if you battle it out through there. Right here, this is a better place to go for the move. Try to get the inside line, go for a nice smooth exit, and hopefully you're able to get the pass done. Here is the first penalty serving zone. There are 2 penalty serving zones. This is also another place where it is possible to go for a move, especially if you're trying to pass someone who is serving a penalty. After that, it's going to be very situational when it comes to trying to go for the move. You're not going to see as many moves done through here unless if the car in front of you just gets a really bad exit and you get a really good exit. And still pretty situational through here. Here is also the next penalty serving zone that is coming up right around here. Here it is. And second to last turn, very situational as well when it comes to going for the overtake. And you can pretty much just say the same about the very last turn. Very situational for overtaking. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this guide. Once again, make sure you go to the pit stop one time. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for the support lately. Thank you to Playseat for supporting the channel as well. This is Mr. MCA wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.